and welcome to James Marshall with the James Marshall Project. We're here at Houston Supercross, April 6th, 2013. Excited to be here. Gonna work on our concussion education program, as well as a few other things. We're gonna run by Geico. We're gonna try to see if we can get Kevin Wyndham to sign our custom painting. Absolutely beautiful. So give us a few minutes, see if we get it done. Catch up with Kevin and see if we can't get it done a little bit in this interview. With the James Marshall Project, sitting down here under the Geico tent with Will Hahn, number 19, your points leader as of now, round 13, Houston Supercross on April 6th. We're gonna ask him a couple questions. Hey, what's going on, Will? Just catch us up with the season and how things been going.
I can't complain. I've had a pretty successful season so far, and just been plugging away and looking forward to coming here to Houston with the best dirt of the year.
Absolutely. One of the things that we're doing, and I'm sure that you know about it, we're doing a concussion education awareness program with in partnership with Memorial Hermann, the local hospital group here in Houston, in the awareness of the concussions and the prolonged injuries. Can you tell me a little bit about, can you elaborate on that subject of the importance of the awareness? And then also after that, could you guide me into the new 6D helmet?
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that I didn't know much about it, and I don't think any riders here really do. We don't get educated well on that, because a lot of us, I think, almost bury it to an extent. You don't want to know about some of the precautions and stuff you should take. And that's just part of being whatever. You just want to blank it out.
We're athletes. We want to strive for the next level. So it's tough to accept. Absolutely.
It is. But then you get older and you learn about it, and it's something that you don't want to live with forever. So. And going on to the 6D thing, I didn't know anything about it really up until meeting those guys and them explaining me the impact awareness and impact test that our helmet's gone through, and also just the absorbers are inside of our helmet and the impact system that I guess they call it inside. And then, man, after learning about it and then seeing the charts and the difference in between each helmet, we have great helmets in our sport, but right now I think 6D's on the level. As far as just from testing and everything alone, I think it's just it's a next level helmet.
The Metal Militia Radic for Star Racing, Jeremy Martin. We're going to talk to Jeremy a little bit about our concussion education awareness program. First, Jeremy, just catch us up with the season. How have things been going, and are your results where you thought they would be?
Season's going good, the 2013 season. Supercross is my rookie year, and I'm with the MyPlash Metal Militia Yamaha team and Rockstar, and I'm just having a really good time. I've learned a lot, a lot. So my results have been pretty good. I wish I was a little more consistent, and I wish I was on the box every weekend, and I'm just trying to build and work towards that goal, and then, be there at the end of the season with those guys.
Well, obviously you have the speed to be on the box. There's no doubt about that. And considering it is your rookie year, man, I think we all know you're doing a pretty fantastic job. So going in our next question, with the concussion education awareness program, the James Marshall Project is in partnership with Memorial Hermann Hospital, a local medical group here in the Houston area. We're trying to educate our young athletes on how serious it is about the helmet safety, the head safety, elaborate on this topic for me.
Yeah, I think the whole concussion study, I think it's a really good thing, to be honest. our sport is very dangerous, and to be safe about it and and the brain is something you don't want to mess around with. If you were to get knocked out and then you said, okay, I felt all right, and you just went back out and rode, and then you were to crash again, that could really be dangerous for you and for other people out there on the track that you're riding with. So I think the concussion study is a very good thing. And this is my rookie season in the professional ranks, and I took a concussion study at the beginning of the year. Everyone has to do it, and it's good too. So they got that impact test, and they got that baseline done on you. So if you do go out there and you do crash and you ring your bell, that means that you can go to the asterisk rig and check out and see if you're all right, and take the test and see if you're the same, or not better, then you can qualify to be out on the track. And I think that's, I think it's really important in this sport.
Well, shoot, that pretty much sums it up. Hey, if you want to be the chairman on this whole concussion education awareness program, you just let us know, Jeremy. We got a spot for you at James Marshall Project. Sitting down here with the pro cycle rider, Dean Wilson. We're going to go over a few things. Dean, first, just got to catch us up on your season. What's been going on? Of course, you had a very small crash, which didn't look bad, and but I guess entailed a little bit more. But just dial us in on that.
Yeah, well, it was in Indianapolis, and it was just in the heat race. And I just came off and I landed on the hay bales, but it really slapped me hard into the jump. And I don't know, I mean, I got up and I tried to ride, but just stuff didn't feel right. And I kept feeling like there was a nerve pinching in my back or something, and it felt weird. So, and then I was really short of breath and couldn't breathe. So I went to asterisk, and I ended up, my ribs were broken, and I shattered my ribs, and then I compressed my T3 in my back. And then I separated my shoulder and collapsed my lung. So that was definitely a bummer, just because I felt pretty good this season. And I guess it happened.
Well, absolutely. You felt like you looked good this season. I thought you were looking really well this season. And obviously that was a very, very small crash that, like I was saying, entailed more. Dean, one of the things that we've been doing, and one of the things that's been brought up a lot lately, has been the concussion education, different things, the baseline testing, all these different things. So what we're trying to do on behalf of JMP, the James Marshall Project, we're just trying to bring concussion education awareness to our young stars of tomorrow. Could you fill us in a little bit on how you feel about the concussion education and helmet safety, head safety? Could you give us your opinion on this?
No, I think it's a great idea, just because obviously your head is very important. And no, it's definitely a great idea, because here in the AMA they're quite serious on it. We do the baseline test, and it's a hard test. Like it takes about 25 minutes to do.
Yes.
And it's weird, because it really just brain fuzzles you, because you have to really think about what you have to do, and you have to remember. They'll give you shapes, and you have to remember those shapes later on in the test. It's really tricky. So they have that, and then obviously they have the eject air in our helmets as well, in case we get hurt. So just little things like that, but your head's so important, because you don't want to hit your head and then try and ride, and then bump, and then when you do bump your head again, it's just you're getting concussions like that. So I think being smart with your head is very important.
That's great, man. So do you feel that our helmet companies are going in the right direction as far as tomorrow's safety in our helmets?
I definitely think so. I mean, they're trying to do the best they can, and that's all we can really ask for. So hopefully the progression just keeps going, and our helmets just get better, and the safety gets more safe.
All right, there it is. There's Dean Wilson and his opinion on our concussion education. We're down here with Pro Circuit, Mitch Payton. Mitch, we were talking a little bit about the concussion education awareness program and the baseline testing that they're bringing into the sport in today's world. Could you tell us a little bit about how you feel, how this may benefit or hurt your riders? Just give us a little bit more information on your end.
Well, I mean, it's obviously, I think it's a worthwhile project that they're doing. They're trying to get a baseline on everybody before they race, so that when you do have an injury or they crash and have a concussion, they kind of have a reference point to go back to. It's kind of in the past, it's such a gray area that whether a guy is okay or not okay, so at least they have something they can gauge that off of a little. we've had guys in the past that have hit their head, you know, to where I think they have a light concussion, where they, you know, this normal old symptoms where they're a little fuzzy or they throw up or whatever, and they'd still race. But you know, I don't know if that's the greatest thing in the world to do or not. Obviously, it's a danger, and the more concussions you get, the worse it is.
So you feel like this is a good topic that the AMA and the Monster Energy is actually trying to target?
Yeah, it has to be done. I mean, you can see in pro football and some of the ramifications that they've had. So I think it's something we have to look at and take serious, and at least they're putting their foot forward to do it.
Okay, well there it is. There's Mitch Payton's opinion on the concussion education awareness. We appreciate your time, Mitch.
All right.
Thank you. Go kill it tonight.
Thanks.
Hey, what's up? I'm James Marshall from the James Marshall Project. We're at Red Bull KTM hanging out with Ryan Dungey. Let's ask Ryan a couple questions. So, Ryan, how's everything going? The number 5 here at Red Bull KTM rider. We're here at April 6th, Houston Supercross. My hometown, and a place that you like to come back to every now and then. And we enjoy having you back. How's your season been going? Just kind of catch us up.
Well, it's been going pretty good. You know, the beginning of the season started off a little bit slow, kind of some ups and downs, but lately we've been able to be pretty consistent. Ending in Toronto, going into an off week and do a little bit of testing, and I feel like we got a little bit better with the suspension and the bike setup, so that's good. But here in Houston, spent a lot of time in Texas with you. You know, obviously you know how that is, and
Absolutely.
But I'm excited. You know, we got 5 rounds left, and everything's kind of coming down to crunch time and coming down to the wire. So it's going to be very important to get things rolling. But things are feeling good, comfortable, and just looking forward to the night.
That's awesome. That's awesome, right? Well, you know, the nitrogen shock in the Ford. Yeah. I know. You know, we talked a little bit, and they're running it across these, and you're the only guy here doing it. Maybe fill us in a little bit.
Well, you know, the air shock is relatively new. You know, it's new technology that they've come out with. It's been hard to kind of get it dialed in. As you could probably see at Anaheim 3 for us, we had a little problem there. But,
no worries.
You know, they're slowly working on things, slowly trying to get things back, you know, in Europe, testing it, putting hours on it, have new components, different pieces, so that doesn't happen again. But the update, everything's going really well. We were able to get a little time on it actually a couple weeks ago in the outdoors, and it's surprising. It's very good. You know, it's just a matter of making sure everything's going to work. We don't want to take chances, but the guys are doing great with it, and you know, hopefully we can see it on there soon. And if it's on there, it's going to be because it's ready to roll. Not, you know, we're taking a chance there a little bit, but you know, we realize can't be taking any chances at this point.
Absolutely. Yeah, as we're 5 races from the end, so somewhere in there. You know, as a group, James Marshall Project at JMP, we've been working a lot to try to educate tomorrow's stars and our young athletes of today of how important it is for head safety, the helmet safety, and the concussion education awareness program that we're holding at JMP. Can you elaborate on that and kind of give us your opinion on some of the baseline testing, the things you guys have to go through to get actually on the racetrack and approved to go racing, and then once you actually hit your head, get reapproved to go back out racing? I mean, can you give us a little bit of your thoughts on this move that we're making?
Well, with head injuries, you have to be very careful for sure, right off the bat. But nowadays, you know, within the last couple of years, for us to be able to go racing, we have to do a baseline test. You know, it's pretty simple, multiple choice, a few things, getting things right. And it's probably 30 minutes long, if not a little bit shorter. But once that's being passed, you know, having that to, you know, to baseline off, if we did hit our head, to go back and to do that again, you know.
Yes.
You know, so I think it's good. I think it's good for, you know, that you guys. I think it's very important that these kids coming up, they need to take this stuff very seriously, because you know it's. You know, you don't want to risk everything for, you know, it's a race. It's very important in some cases, and there's a lot of pressure, but, you know, not to go out there and, you know,
risk it just because you want to be out there racing and you want to put, you know, the little head injury aside, you know, and go hit your head again and then make it worse. So, you know, it's you know, your life's more important than a race.
Absolutely. You know, what's really so funny about the way that you say it is we've had a few other interviews, we've talked to a few other riders, and everyone has said different answers. Some people said it's been really tough, and like you said, it's been pretty easy for yourself. You take it that way. So, I mean, it's, you know, we're getting a couple different answers, so that's really interesting, man. We thank you for your time, Ryan. We know you have to get back to it. We have a job here to do in Houston.
All right.
So we'll be looking for you to center the podium.
All right, guys. Be safe. Have fun.
Thank you so much, James Marshall. We're sitting here with Bobby Kiniry, the LCQ champion. So let's get a little catch-up time. So, all right, Bobby. You and I grew up racing together, right? You came up to big bikes and went straight as a professional.
Yeah. I, you know, rode Loretta Lynn's and all that stuff on 80s. Ended up my first year on 125, breaking my wrist, you know, at Mini O's before the next season. And really, Suzuki was kind of bringing me up through their amateur program at that point, getting ready to put me into the pro ranks. Really missed a season on a 125 my first year. And, you know, really skipped it, went from 80 right into the pro ranks. So it was a little bit different approach, but ended up doing all right. You know, it's my 11th season, so made something out of it at this point, so it was good.
You know, one more question that I want to ask you right quick, and this is something that the James Marshall Project is working on in partnership with Memorial Hermann, is our concussion education awareness program. How important do you think that it is to have the correct helmet on and to bring that safety into the sport? Can you tell us a little bit?
I think it's really important. I'm glad people are starting to be aware of it because, you know, we're traveling at pretty high speeds, you know, falling out of the sky. You know, if you got a $100 head, you buy a $100 helmet. If you're worth more than that, you need to buy the best helmets. That and boots are really two key things I think that our sport overlooks at entry level. You know, people at any speed can fall over and just smack their head off a rock, smack their head off someone else coming by, and man, you could be done. You know what I mean? That is something I'm glad they're really researching, just like the NFL and all the other, you know, elite professional sports, that, you know, we're spending the money and the time to really educate everyone and understand what these injuries do to us.
Absolutely. Hey, well, thank you so much for your time,
Thanks,
Bobby.
guys.
Hey, we'll see if we can get him out of the LCQ and just go right to